Hey love, I'm your relationship coach, Jay Now. Welcome to Ish I Saw on TikTok. Today's episode is he packed her dog food for lunch and she still defended him. A teacher asked her husband to bring her lunch and he showed up with chips, old takeout, and literal dog food with a note calling her his dog. TikTok went off, pointing out the disrespect and hidden abuse while she doubled down and defended him as if it was just a joke. This is a perfect example of how many women don't recognize when they're in toxic or abusive relationships. Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that subscribe button, and join my exclusive coffee community for thoughtful coaching prompts and interactive activities that will help you raise your standards, spot red flags, and date with confidence. Hey love.
So I forgot my lunch today, and I asked my husband to bring me lunch. So let's do an unboxing, because clearly it's a little full. I just have a feeling this is going to be really good. We have a bag of cookies. Not a Ziploc bag, but a bag. We have a bag of pretzels. Feels very empty. We got an apple. Gotta stay healthy. This is good. We have not just a portion of Pringles, but an entire container of Pringles. Another bag of cookies. Another bag. Options. Lucky me. And lastly, okay, we have my 2-day-old Chipotle. And at the very bottom, we have a bag of dog food. Because you're my dog. There's 2, Joy. Please bring back the dogs are low on food. So ladies, if you don't have food and your husband has to bring you a lunch, just know that you're gonna get lots of food, as well as maybe even a cute note. This is nice. This is great.
So that man pat you dog food for lunch like you some kind of chihuahua puppy. Listen, I would have left that man with nothing but his kibbles and his bits. Like, are you a German shepherd or his wife? Like, I'm very confused. Okay, what is he gonna do next? Drop you off to doggy daycare? Y'all got to start introducing us to y'all terrible husbands, okay? And then get mad at us when we tell you that you need to drop that man like he's a bad habit. Listen, that man pat you lunch of dog food as if it was a joke. Like, is this Showtime at the Apollo? Is it Kings of Comedy or something? What's so funny? You posted this on here as if we were supposed to cackle along with you, and we did not. Okay, and now all of a sudden we the problem. Listen, girl, denial is a river in Egypt, okay? Because it's delusion in the room with you, it's not in the room with me. I promise you, a man will not fix me some dog food for lunch like I'm some kind of Labrador retriever. You think I'm finna cackle at it?
And when it comes to this husband who prepared his wife's lunch for her, I wasn't going to make a video on it because I've kind of deviated from this kind of content for a while now. However, I'm here because there is one point that no one has made yet that I must make on this topic. And it is not to talk about how much he hates her and wants her dead. No. The point that no one has made is the sheer fact that he put the dog food in the lunchbox first. It was the last thing that she pulled out said lunchbox, which means it was the first thing on his mind to prepare for her for her lunch. A prank, quote unquote, joke involving dog food. He had more intention with said dog food, put it in a sandwich bag, wrote 2 notes to put on top of said sandwich bag and put it in there first. Had more intention, more consideration, and more care for a joke involving dog food than he did the rest of her lunch. That just speaks volumes to me. And before you try to write this off as just a joke, I want you to ask yourself 2 questions. Would you prepare your spouse's lunch the exact same way? Don't change anything. Second question. How would you feel if your spouse prepared your lunch the exact same way? All right. Thank you.
Imagine forgetting to pack your lunch for work and you ask your goofy ass husband, can you bring me something to eat at work? And instead of him bringing you an actual meal, he brings you dog food with a note attached that says, because you're my dog. P.S. Bring the food back because the dogs are getting low on the food. He packed that lady 2 bags of cookies, some pretzels, an apple, a 2-day-old Chipotle, and a bag of dog food. A quart-sized bag full of dog food. Y'all men don't be scared of y'all in the shows. They don't be scared to lose y'all at all because ain't no way. I'm working 8 to 10 hours and you will bring me a bag of dog food? Like, you ain't bring no Chick-fil-A. You ain't bring no Cane's, Buffalo Wild Wings, or nothing. Like, I understand you want to play the joke, but where the real food at? And y'all be wanting to be married too bad for me because ain't no way. Ain't no way. Like, look, your man should know not to play with you like that. But the way that she was laughing, maybe he don't know not to play with her like that. And at the end, she said, ladies, just letting y'all know, if you ask your man to bring you lunch at work, he's like, this is probably what you're going to get. Who man? Girl, you crazy. Your man play with you like that.
You called your man because you forgot to pack your lunch and he brings you dog food and you thought that we were going to think that was cute and funny? It would have been cute and funny if he would have actually packed you something in there to eat. He did not. He packed this lady a thing of off-brand Pringles, a bag of empty pretzel crumbs, and 2-day-old Chipotle. The thing was all caved in the middle. I'm going to put it right here. It was all caved in. It looked like it only had like 2 bites left in it. Now, had he bought a fresh Chipotle bowl and put some dog food in it, he could have put a pack of ramen noodles in a Tupperware container to microwave it in. And that would have been better. Then maybe it would have been a cute and a kiki and funny and oh, such a good sense of humor. When are y'all gonna get enough of posting your spouses on here and then acting surprised when we tell you that they're horrible partners? They hate you. He low-key called you a bitch. And you already know, like clockwork, this lady that made another post talking about I don't understand why y'all are mad. I understand his sense of humor. He's just quirky. It was funny. It was a joke. Babe, that was not a joke. He left you to starve. What's Santana say? He left you for dead, ho. Because that's exactly what he did. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
When it comes to the husband who brought his wife dog food for lunch, I just want to point out a few things about that video. So I'm going to link the video that I made originally to this video just so y'all can watch it. And also we'll look at some of the comments. Most of the comments were all on the same page, but you have a few women who are like, y'all are dragging it and that's why y'all are single. And of course, some of the men, one man said that men aren't that calculated. Okay, anyway. But I wanted to point out a few things, right? Let's think about this. The only thing in that lunchbox that he put any effort or thought or consideration into was the dog food. The dog food was packed first, meaning, right? Stay with me. He thought about the food. He put that in the lunchbox first. He had it in a Ziploc bag, right? I have a Ziploc bag right here. It's water in here because it's a ghetto ice pack. But anyway, he had it in the Ziploc bag, right? And you know when you squeeze the air out of the Ziploc bag so that it can maintain the shape? The dog food was flat in the Ziploc bag. It was flat in the Ziploc bag. And the Ziploc bag with the vacuum sealed dog food had not 1 but 2 notes. Not 1 but 2 notes. So he took the time to put the dog food into a Ziploc bag, squeeze the air out of the Ziploc bag so that the dog food will remain flat and keep its shape. And then he wrote 2 notes. And then he flung some other shit in the lunch bag. I personally, this is my personal opinion, feel like his original intention was only to pack the dog food. And then he said, nah, that might be a little too fucking obvious that I don't like her. So he walked around the kitchen. This got 2 cookies in there. Fuck it. Yeah, she can have that. I guess here's a fucking apple, so it looks like I give a fuck. And along with that, right? Let's also remember, mind you, she never actually got a fucking lunch. He brought the lunch bag with the half-eaten cookies and the dog food and the old Chipotle and never actually brought her lunch. So, for the women in the comments saying, oh, we're dragging it, we're making it a big deal. Hey, if you think it's an honor and a privilege to be married to a man who you hit up and say, hey, babe, forgot my lunch. Can you bring me some lunch? And he then proceeds to pack you dog food and 2-day-old Chipotle. Dog food and 2-day-old Chipotle and half-eaten bag of fucking cookies. As a ha-ha. And then never proceeds to actually bring you a nourishing meal so that you continue to be an educator. Have at it. And this is why I say it's not hard to get a man. Because if you want a man that's going to treat you like that under the guise of comedy, they're everywhere. Anyway, I digress.
Woman whose husband packed her lunch, okay, and he put dog food in the lunch because she's his dog, D-A-U-G, haha. Posted another video since, and she's like, oh, you know, this is all funny, like, she's milking it, basically. That's just their humor, that's their relationship, hee, ha, he's so cute. In our early 20s, we tolerate jokes. As women, we tolerate jokes from our men that have the undertone of, I don't really like you very much. And we excuse it, oh, he's just joking. By 40, we're not laughing anymore. And it's not because we don't have a sense of humor. It's because we get the joke. Oh, so like the joke is I married someone who doesn't even like me, who doesn't want to see me win. I'm telling you, something in our 40s, we want to be cherished by them. We're like, okay, I've been laughing for 20 years. Now I just want to be cherished. I want to be held. I want to be propped up. Okay? Can you do that? And usually the answer is no. You're watching why divorce rate is so high and why women always leave men. Because we can no longer laugh.
My parents have been married 33 years, and in every single lunch that my dad packed for my mom or for any of us kids included like main entree, sandwich, leftovers, whatever, fruit or veggie, treat, and a love note. A love note. Usually he would write little poems. I just saw the video of the girl who asked her husband to bring her lunch, and he sent her a bag of dog food and some crushed up half-finished bags of cookies and chips. It's not a joke for your husband to send you a bag of dog food. That's not funny. Hey, that man hates you. I'm so sorry. That man hates you. That man, you're going to sleep every night next to your biggest hop. Make men more lonely. I need you guys to stop defending this behavior because it's literally atrocious. I would never do that to a significant other. I would never do that to a friend. I actually don't know if I'd even do that to my worst enemy. Like, and he wrote, because you're my dog. It's giving because you're my bitch. Divorce. Immediately divorce. Like, I have nothing else to say.
Y'all are acting so shocked that that woman's defending her husband. The teacher whose husband sent her dog food, open snacks, and old Chipotle for lunch. Why are y'all shocked? She's a MAGA teacher. She votes for a man who doesn't want the Department of Education to exist. She votes for a party who constantly defunds public education. She votes against her own interest every day. She votes against the interest of the children that are in her care because she voted for a pedophile at the last election. Of course she's going to stay with a man who doesn't respect her because she values men and being in their goodwill than she does her own, dignity. She's a pick-me. Duh. This is what she's going to do. So, yeah, she's going to defend him. And then when he leaves her for a woman he actually likes, she'll be shocked. And eventually she'll marry another guy who also doesn't fully respect her because that's what pick-me's do.
Okay, so there was this viral TikTok of this lady that said she wanted her husband to pack her lunch because she forgot. So imagine this. She opens it as a 2-day-old Chipotle that was already empty. And then he packed her random crap like open cookies that were empty, chips that were empty, like stupid shit like that, you know? But this is the kicker with it. I just want to see your blind reaction. He packed her dog food and then wrote a note saying, "You're my dog. By the way, bring it back because the dogs are low on food."
Why would he do that?
Do you think that like people on the internet are over exaggerating how stupid that was?
That's like pathetic to do as a human. That's very disrespectful.
Okay, because she's trying to defend this man so bad.
Like, what is there to defend? He treated you like a fucking animal. You're a human being.
I'm gonna keep this video.
This whole dog food thing is a masterclass on weaponized incompetence. He did something so poorly that you're never going to ask him to do it again. So many people fall into this situation because they ask their husbands or their boyfriends to do something. They do it haphazardly. They leave something at the store. They call you when they're there. Oh, what pasta is it? Where's the macaroni? Look, okay, there's people that work there. Ask them. And also maybe do like a little bit of due diligence. But they're not going to do all the previous steps that you typically do. And so now they're going to perform at a mediocre or below rate in comparison to what you do, so that you never ask them to do it again.
All right, y'all know what time it is. Time for some questions, because have y'all seen a video of the lady who forgot her lunch and she asked her, no, who forgot to pack her lunch? She asked her husband to pack her lunch for her. Have y'all seen that? See, this is why you can't put everything on the internet, because once you put it on the internet, now it's up for judgment. Now it's up for interpretation, because, lady, you asked this man to pack your lunch and he packed you some Pringles, a half bag of pretzels, some 2-day-old Chipotle, then had the audacity to put a jokey joke in there with some dog food and a note that said, "Just because you're my dog, but AKA please bring this food back because the dogs are low on food." Huh? What? Now I get it. Every relationship has its own love language, and some love languages can be, jokes and pranks or whatever. Cool. So I'm not even trying to judge their relationship on that, but ain't shit funny? Questions. Question one is, okay, cool. If this was a joke, where's my real food at? Okay. If this is my real food, what are you about to order me from DoorDash? What are you about to order me from Grubhub? What are you about to order me from Uber Eats? Because it's lunchtime and I'm hungry. Got to deal with these kids. Ain't shit funny. Next question is, if I left the Chipotle in the refrigerator for 2 days, what makes you think I want it? You know how we leave leftovers in the refrigerator and then it'd be like, okay, it's time. Let me throw this out. I'm not about to eat it after the next day. Like, what makes you think I want it? Next question, what do you expect to have if y'all relationship is whatever it is? What do you expect to have for dinner when I get home? Are you expecting me to, like, what do you expect to have for dinner when you get home? Because you gonna have the dog food that you put in my lunch bag. Is you cool? She turned the comments off on her video. I just caught the tail end of it. I just literally saw it. So I'm pretty sure it was a whole bunch of opinions in that video. But like, that just goes to show you, man, everything that's funny in y'all relationship ain't funny to everybody else. Which, I mean, who cares? But still, like, baby, no, that don't seem equally yoked up.
Okay, if I forgot my lunch and I asked you to pack one for me and bring it to me, what would you put in my lunch?
Like, realistically?
Yeah.
I would give you a protein shake, a little protein bar, maybe a chopstick, and then I'd make you like a shredded shaved turkey sandwich with extra mayo, mustard, avocado, maybe shredded lettuce if I'm feeling ballsy, but I'll pack that up for you. And then if I was really trying to be the best husband in the world, I'd probably throw a couple Reese's in there for
Oh my gosh, I love you. I love you so much. Is that it?
I mean, realistically, if it's a grab and go, yeah, I think that'll hold you over for the day.
Thank you.
Let's jump into my favorite part of all of the content I post on YouTube, and that's just my thoughts, where I get to kind of express what I feel about whatever we have read or gone over. So let's get into it. So this clip went viral on TikTok a couple of days ago, and I really want to digest it, talk about it, highlight some of the commentary that was said by both men and women, and then just give you, my take on it. So the first thing is that, this is absolutely unacceptable. I understand people have different senses of humor, but this is not humor. This goes back to a dating tip that I've put out, I think a couple times in different variations, that men don't make jokes. Men's jokes aren't jokes, especially men's jokes toward women. And the reason for that is it takes a certain understanding of the human experience and going through things in order for a person to be funny. That's why comedy is the other side of tragedy. The most unfunny people out there are white men because they don't go through anything. They punch down. Men in general punch down on women to be humorous, meaning they insult, they assault, they do something to humiliate women for their form of humor. And that's exactly what we're seeing in this example. In the video, I want to highlight what the one woman said. She said, this is why so many women are getting divorced in their 40s, because this sense of humor, they've been chuckling about it, ha ha ha, at their own expense for 20 years. In their 20s, they was quote unquote funny. In their 30s, they tolerated it. In their 40s, they get that the humor is their husband just doesn't like them, doesn't respect them, and they're tired at this point. So they've grown out of that kind of that pick-me ideal about what humor is. Second thing I want to highlight is this teacher is supposedly a MAGA supporter of our current administration and all of the rhetoric that goes along with that, and we know which is very disparaging and disrespectful towards women. So she is okay with this exploitation and disrespect and humiliation. Then, to point out what some men said, some men were discussing that this is weaponized incompetence. I absolutely believe this is weaponized incompetence, and it sends the signal, don't ask me to do this shit again. And it was also the fact that she's a teacher, which means she can't go out for lunch as if she had an office job. So he understood that packing her something that was like that meant that she was actually going to be negatively impacted or suffer through the day because she didn't have food. So I don't find that humorous, So there are a lot of men that are married that make hating their wives, punching down on their wives, insulting, humiliating, degrading their wives, their personality. And I think this is a perfect example of that. And of course, she came in on the back end with another video, I didn't stitch, defending this behavior. That says a lot about her. That says a lot about her social conditioning, about how she feels she should be treated, and what behavior from her husband is permissible. I have no doubt that there are other things going on in their relationship that she says people just don't have a sense of humor. This is not humorous. And the first creator, I think I said this, people are forever introducing us to their terrible husbands and partners, and then they're mad when people judge them as such, and then they're running to defend them. It's like a playbook. And this is exactly what's going on here. That man is an awful partner because he would not find it funny. Let's flip it. If she did something like that and he was at a job site or somewhere where he could not leave and get food, I could even halfway see if this was humorous if he did that, but on the back end bought her a whole new, meal, DoorDashed or had a whole new fresh meal of her favorite food. I could kind of see it. I still wouldn't give it a pass because men's jokes aren't jokes. Men's jokes, air quotes, are insults, degradation, humiliation, and hatred disguised in the form of humor to test a woman's limits. And that's what I think this was. But on this tip, he really wanted her to suffer because she didn't have anything to eat. Now, hopefully she was able to order something to eat that day, etc. But, another point I want to bring up, she's a teacher. So, and she's teaching, I believe, elementary young minds. So if she is showing that this behavior is acceptable for a way a man treats a woman, that is terrifying because she has these young, impressionable minds, and young girls are seeing this and they think this is okay. So women who don't want to recognize the abuse, the disrespect, the humiliation and the degradation in their own relationships will A, always try to defend it, and B, a lot of times they will have impacts on other people, in this case children, young minds, because to me, doing that, allowing that as a teacher and then filming it for TikTok, putting her horrible spouse online, is giving little boys the thought that this behavior is okay, and little girls the thought that same thing, this is okay behavior to accept from a man. And totally wrong. Everything about this situation is a great snapshot of people being in dysfunctional and disrespectful relationships, and then they're mad at everyone else because you can't take a joke. If you have to tell someone they can't take a joke, it wasn't a joke. And there were so many women defending this behavior, which is indicative that, in the original video in the comments, it's indicative that they allow this type of behavior towards them. They allow men to treat them this way. This is absolutely unacceptable on any level. I don't understand people who allow this, then are gobsmacked that their partner doesn't help, their partner doesn't get care, their partner is hateful. You have allowed this because you allowed their disrespect to go as jokes instead of busting it in the ass or, calling it out the first time. But to me, for him to be so bold and call her a dog, because that's exactly what he thinks she is, and it's also exactly how she's acting. No matter how poorly he treats her, she's coming back for more. So she's been conditioned to this probably through her upbringing, but now through his because this isn't the first time he's done something like this. But it's ridiculous when these same women come to Reddit and talk about how much their husbands and boyfriends and whomever don't help with the children at home, with the bills of the house, whatever it may be. And it's like, ma'am, he's an awful person. He's at least an awful person to you. Because also remember, how a man treats one woman is not necessarily how he'll treat another woman. If the woman he wants to be with doesn't allow that, he wouldn't act that way. He doesn't want her. She's just a convenient portion of his life. But that's not the woman he wants to be with, life or death, because if he did, he would cherish her. And that doesn't necessarily have to be taught. That is innate in a lot of things. Just like women aren't naturally submissive, but women respect someone who has fair leadership qualities. And same thing. This man, even if he was raised poorly, if this was the woman of his dreams and a woman he really wanted to be with, he would have never thought to do something this appalling and disrespectful. So I think this was a great example and demonstration in real life about how people bring their terrible partners to the internet, and then they're mad when people judge them for it, judge their partners, and then they're defending them. And then B, how men's jokes aren't jokes. This just reinforces the message. Do not let men play with you. Not now, not ever. I'm not saying have a healthy sense of humor, but I'm a very serious person. I don't play about respect, and neither should you. And I think that's the takeaway that every woman needs to understand. Do never play about respect. Someone trying to test your boundaries is never a joke. It is serious. He's just trying to put it in a palatable form to see if he can get away with it. So let me know your thoughts below. I thought this was a teaching moment, in real life and about relationships. So let me know your thoughts and if you've ever been in a similar situation. Thanks for tuning in to Ish I Saw on TikTok. He packed her dog food for lunch and she still defended him. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you're ready to do more than just watch, if you're ready to actually practice raising your standards, spotting red flags, and building healthier relationships, then join my exclusive coffee community. Inside, you'll find thoughtful coaching prompts, interactive activities, and real tools to help you become a more confident, intentional dater. If you'd like to work with me one-on-one, the links are right below as well. And don't forget to check out my podcast, The Successful Invisible, on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Until next time, this is your relationship coach, Jay Nell, signing off. And as always, I'm rooting for your love story.